Once upon a time, in a quiet little village surrounded by green fields and rolling hills, there lived a young boy named Ryan. Ryan was clever, playful, and full of ideas. But there was one big problem. He was incredibly lazy. Every day, Ryan would wake up late, eat his breakfast slowly, and spend most of his mornings lying under a tree, watching the clouds float by. His parents loved him dearly, but often worried about his future. Ryan was smart enough to achieve anything, but he preferred taking the easy path, finding shortcuts, and avoiding hard work. Ryan's father owned a small farm on the edge of the village. Every summer, the crops needed attention, watering, and protection from birds. Ryan's father often asked him to help, but Ryan had a very unique approach to avoiding work. While other children chased birds away from the crops by running through the fields, Ryan simply built wooden poles and connected them with strings, making small noise traps. This way, he could lie on the grass and still work without moving too much. His father would sometimes frown, worried about Ryan's laziness. But since the crops were usually saved by Ryan's clever contraptions, he never scolded him too harshly. Ryan's laziness went unnoticed, at least for a while. One summer, the village suffered from a terrible drought. The river that fed their fields dried up, and the crops began to wither. Ryan's father fell ill and couldn't work in the fields. For the first time, Ryan had to take care of everything alone. He tried his usual tricks, but this time they didn't work. The crops were dying, and Ryan realized that laziness could no longer protect him or his family. That night, as he sat under the stars, feeling useless and overwhelmed, Ryan thought, "Why didn't I ever try harder? Why didn't I prepare myself when I had the chance?" He knew that if he didn't change, his family would lose everything. But for a boy who had never worked hard, even thinking about effort seemed exhausting. The very next morning, news spread through the village that the king's palace was holding a grand competition. The winner would receive a chest full of gold coins, a prize that could save Ryan's family from ruin. Ryan hesitated. Could he really compete? The villagers laughed at him. "Ryan, you, the lazy boy, against the strongest and smartest people in the kingdom. Don't even try." But deep down, Ryan felt a spark ignite in his heart. This could be his chance to prove himself. Without overthinking, he decided to join the competition. He set off immediately, walking for 3 days to reach the king's palace. Along the way, he faced challenges, steep hills, rivers, and wild forests. But each challenge taught him something new about himself. He realized that he could endure more than he thought if he had a reason to try. The first day of the competition arrived. All the participants gathered near a large, wide lake. The challenge was simple to explain. Cross the lake as quickly as possible. Most contestants immediately jumped into the water, relying on their strength and speed to win. Ryan, however, had an idea. He looked around and noticed broken branches, leaves, and vines in the nearby forest. "I may not be strong," he thought, "but I can be smart." Quickly built a small raft and used a piece of wood as a paddle. While others swam tirelessly, Ryan calmly paddled across the lake. Slowly but surely, he passed many of the stronger contestants. By the end, he finished third, qualifying for the next round. The crowd was amazed. They had underestimated him simply because of his reputation as a lazy boy. Ryan learned his first lesson. Intelligence, creativity, and strategy can beat raw strength, especially when backed by a strong reason to succeed. The next day, the final round began. Each contestant was given a heavy wooden block, and the task was to move it 1 kilometer to the finish line. On the ground, many tools were scattered, but each participant could only choose one tool. The strongest contestants grabbed ropes and levers, trying to drag their blocks with all their might. Ryan, however, paused. He didn't rush. He thought carefully. "I may not win by using strength. I need a smarter solution." After analyzing the situation, Ryan picked a small knife. The crowd laughed. How could a knife help move such a heavy block? But Ryan had a plan. He carefully carved the wooden block into a round shape. 1 hour later, what was once a cumbersome block became a wooden ball. Ryan pushed it, and it rolled effortlessly down the road. He passed one contestant after another, finally crossing the finish line first. The audience erupted in cheers. Ryan, the boy everyone called lazy, had won the competition. He realized that his laziness wasn't weakness. It was unrealized potential. All he needed was a strong reason to act. Ryan returned to his village with the chest of gold. But he didn't just gain wealth. He gained something far more important: self-belief and determination. He thought back to all the days he had wasted lying under the tree, avoiding hard work. "If only I had tried sooner," he whispered. But he also knew one thing: it was never too late to start working toward a goal. Ryan started helping his father in the fields every day. But now, he approached work with focus and creativity, turning even the hardest tasks into manageable solutions. The villagers no longer saw him as lazy. They admired his intelligence, perseverance, and courage. Ryan's story teaches us some powerful lessons. Laziness is not a permanent trait. It's just a habit that can be overcome with a strong reason. Smart work beats hard work when combined with creativity and strategy. Challenges reveal your hidden potential. Often we don't know how strong or capable we are until life forces us to act. Discipline and determination can transform your life. A single reason, a single goal, or a single purpose can push you beyond your limits. Remember, greatness is not about avoiding laziness. It's about discovering why you must work, and then letting that reason drive you every single day. If you enjoyed this story, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment below sharing what you learned, and share it with friends who need motivation today. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more inspiring stories like this one.